using my power to rise stronger after each fall, overcoming all obstacles and taking one step after the other to reach my goals. Choosing to grow, change, and write my own story with the help of those that walk on the same path. This is resilience in action.
Hi, thank you so much for being with us. Again, this is Resilience in Action. My name is Jolie Chaires, and as always, together with Dr. Emilia O'Neill. How are you, Emilia?
Doing great. Enjoying this weekend. It's not as cold, although, well, 12 degrees. It's a matter of perspective, no?
Yeah, exactly. It is perspective. And I think you are going to have a very white Christmas and very beautiful, but I understand the cold. And today, actually, we are going to talk about something that really concerned a lot of us, which is the season and the stress management, the holiday season. What happens on this time of the year and why we can stress about it and what can we do, of course, about it. So let's start.
Absolutely. So, as always, let's just start with a little reflection and take a deep breath and close your eyes if you want to, and give yourself permission to just relax and listen to our podcast, to the things we want to share. And mostly, I would like you to concentrate today on thinking how lucky we are, how lucky we are to be alive, how lucky we are to have each other, how lucky we are that we have our health, that we have people around us. So just concentrate on that. And as we start talking about this holiday season, think about others and how very lucky we are for every single blessing that we can enjoy. And we take a deep breath again and we come back and we start talking about this holiday season, no, that is supposed to be, a season where we are together, where we are reflecting on what happened over the year. And it's supposed to be a season of joyfulness and friendship and connection. And sometimes it doesn't go that way, right?
Oh no, there are so many things around this season, right? That it was not even the purpose of the season. I saw a meme the other day on Facebook that it says, please, please, Jesus, send me a lot of money so I can celebrate your birthday appropriately. And I laughed, but I said, like, no, it's not about money or the big party, right? It's about to be with the people if you have the chance to be with the people in presence, right?
Yes, and it's about celebrating indeed miracles that happened for different cultures, for different beliefs. And it's supposed to be a time where we say, thank you for those miracles. Thank you for those wonderful things that happened back then, affecting my life. No, and unfortunately, this has become so commercialized, if you will, where we forget, no? And it becomes about buying presents. It becomes about uh, fighting with the family, with the in-laws to see who's going to go where, and the kids have forgotten because we forget to remind them that the purpose of this season is, and I think we keep saying that, no, is to be grateful, is to celebrate and connect and say thank you, God, universe, whatever you believe in, for giving me this year and for giving me the chance to celebrate that I have reasons to celebrate, if it makes sense. And at the end of the year, we find ourselves broke, we found ourselves in debt, exhausted, frustrated, and angry many times, no? Or depressed because we were not with the people we wanted to be with, or because we could not buy the things we wanted to buy, or we didn't get the present we were expecting, no? So I think today that's the invitation, not to say, okay, let's remember that we can plan, that we can do different things to feel better and to truly enjoy the holidays, right?
Yes, and this can go even deeper than that, because in the end of the year, we tend to recollect all the things that we didn't do during the year and we said that we were going to do in the beginning of the year. And then we end up kind of depressed because I didn't lose the weight that I wanted to, or I didn't study the thing that I said, or whatever it was in my list. And sometimes we don't focus in all the things that we gain during the year.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's what I try to share with clients in our sessions, or to share during our trainings, no, is to remind ourselves that this time of the year, the holiday season, is a time to feel, I'm going to say it, relaxed, to feel that I can connect with the people I love in the many ways we can connect now. No, as we have shared before, I'm in Alaska right now. My family is thousands of miles away. Um, but it is a choice I made along with my husband, along with my family. And we said, okay, I chose to serve here, just as many people chose to serve and come here. And we need to find or remember those reasons so that we can find joy in what we're doing and joy in where we are, right? So if we want to do that, I think we're going to share some tips today, to say, okay, let's stay focused, let's stay organized, so that we can prevent or reduce the level of stress that we experience, right?
And I think, I don't know what you think, but I think sometimes we stress so much because we have certain expectations for the season, for the
Mhm.
year when it's ending. Like we want it to be somewhere else. And I am not talking about only physically, but in our lives, professionally, personally, things that we haven't reached or achieved.
Mhm.
And we really don't look around and see what we actually have. And I think acceptance, it's a huge part in life. But in this season, I think it is important also because it's accept what we
Mhm.
have right now. And like you said, you took a responsibility there. You made a decision to go there, and you know that, and you accept it. So it's like to see what's going on around me and say, okay, did I choose this or didn't? I didn't. And if I didn't, how can I change it? And then just to get to that acceptance.
Yes, and remember, there are many ways to celebrate, and we will be talking about this precise topic of uh, reflection and counting our blessings and looking at what we achieved in our next program. But today, I think I would love for us to be able to get organized and say, I want to have my brain in the right place so I don't start fighting with my husband, with my wife, with my children, because it turns pretty ugly sometimes. No, I see, I mean, I've seen it in myself. No, if I don't organize well, if I don't realize that I have the help of my friends, of my husband, I end up pretty stressed. I cook for hours and hours, which I love. I love cooking. But then at the end of the day, I am so tired. And it's like, oh my God, I still need to take a shower and I don't have the table ready. And, all these things that I lose the joy, if you will, no, because I get too stressed. So I think the invitation today is saying, instead of waiting until it all happens and we are exhausted and we say, no, next year, I promise, no, I'm going to organize, I'm going to plan, I will not overspend, I will have a limit, all these thoughts, no? And then next year happens and here we go again. No, we are spending too much. We are not organized. We are not being able to to satisfy everybody. We were talking about that right before our show, no? Where we say we're trying to please people, but it's impossible to please all the people all the time. But if I am talking to my husband and saying, hey, how do we want to handle this one? And say, this Christmas, we don't have too much money. We'll spend it at home with our children. And we're not going to buy 15 presents because we don't need that. We're going to buy one present for each, and that's it. And we're going to come up with ideas so that we can create things that at the same time brings us together, right? So it's really saying, and remember last time we were talking about being mindful, no, being in the present. That's what this is all about, no? It's saying, I am going to look at this time from a positive perspective, because this is a time when you can feel, remember the difference between being lonely and being alone, no? So loneliness attacks pretty badly in this season because I'm not with my family, or I have lost someone I loved, or I'm not with my pets, no? Somebody was asking me, like, maybe we should have a show about that, no? About the importance of having pets. And I was like, I'm there.
Me too.
But some of us are in places, if we talk about armed forces, soldiers, airmen, they are away, they are deployed, and they cannot have their pets with them. So what can we do? I was talking to someone yesterday. We had an event where we had the tree lighting and we had a lot of happy things happening. But among those, and I will share a picture with you later. It's there was a family, a whole family that does dog sled hiking. I mean trips. And I was playing with their dogs, that are amazing dogs. I had such a beautiful moment, no? And that's what I was thinking. Happiness happens in the most unexpected places. So if we pay attention, those kids that were there yesterday, they were happy coloring stuff. They were happy putting together some treats, playing with the dogs. So if you look around and if you pay attention, you will see that sometimes your kids are happy. I don't know if you have seen that, but they are happier with the box that contain the present than the present itself. I remember my children playing forever with a box that had a TV. That box stayed in the house for, I think, 2 weeks because they were enjoying that. They used it as a goal. They used it as a little house. They used it as, I don't know how many things, no? And the TV was there, forgotten, which was fantastic. So let's remember what is important, no? Because otherwise we can fall prey to what we call the holiday blues, no? Where, as you say, we're concentrating on all the negative stuff instead of all the positive, and we have a lot of positive around us.
Yes, and I think that it's a very good thing to think about, especially if you are alone and you didn't choose it, right? Like if you lost somebody and that's why you are alone this holiday season. Like Emilia said, I was thinking about that when you were saying it. Like if I am alone and it was not my choice, it was God's, the universe choice, then simply to go out and take a walk and see kids playing or the lights that there are in every city, right? Like illuminating the whole city. It's at least downtown to look pretty. That is something that I can do to put my focus in another thing. And I am not saying that is going to take the grief away or the sadness away, or we are going not to miss those people. However, we can choose like to be with us and honor them also in another way, to feel them close.
Yes, absolutely. No, my father's birthday is December the 5th, and my parents' anniversary was December the 30th, and we lost him December the 31st. 4 years ago. And I was telling my mom, mom, this time we're going to celebrate his life, his birthday, and your anniversary with a video of him that I made. He loved the Beach Boys. So he was sitting on the couch and he was, dancing to the music. And I made that video, and it's it becomes nostalgia, if you will, more than sadness. Of course, I miss him. And of course, I know my mom misses him. Look, I'm breaking down. But it was a joy to see that video. No, I see him so happy because he was a happy guy. No, so it's choosing to say, okay, yes, I'm sad and I will miss him always. But it's also remembering how funny he was. My sister was sharing some pictures that day. So it's saying, let's remember the good memories. Let's remember the good things, because that means they are still alive in our hearts. No, so I know this season can be pretty rough for some of us. So remember, you're never alone. I will never get tired of telling you, if you're feeling lonely, it's because you are distracted. It's because you're not seeing that you can go to a community agency and serve, that you can be at a soup kitchen, that you can be at a food bank, uh, and talk to people that are willing to help, that are willing to do something good for others. And the dog sled guy yesterday said, you can come and volunteer and you can come and just play with the dogs and pet them, and then you can you can help clean poop if you want to. No. So
Well,
for me, that was, like, I'll come have fun, help clean up, and go home. No, so it's just having uh, unrealistic expectations. It's having um, uh, that conflict of interest with the families. It's paying attention to the things that are not holidays. The holidays are not about power, are not about control, are not about who has the biggest house or who has the best present. It's about saying, I love you. It's about saying, I think the best presents that we can give somebody are love, presence, connection, authenticity. No, I'm saying, hey, I really care. And I'm going to call you because I know you're by yourself. No, we have said things that we can do for each other. We talked about it during Thanksgiving. No, he's saying, you know what? If you know that a friend of yours or an elder person is by themselves, order them some food from a restaurant and say, hey, I'm going to send some food your way and we'll be on Zoom and we'll have dinner together. No, that's what I did for Thanksgiving with my husband. No, it's say, okay, he was with family far away, but I sat with him for a while. I saw the granddaughter, I saw the friends, that the family, and I was content. No, so please remember what the holidays are really all about. No, and we're going to be talking about some very practical tips in a little while, in a few moments, as to how to organize our brains and our hearts. What do you
and,
think?
and please use these tools properly. We have these amazing tools right now that help us to connect, and we can choose to connect that way, not just to see my phone and lose time, because oh my God, we lose a lot of time in these devices, right? But we have them. You can be even for 5 minutes, the video chat, the phone call, to reach somebody that is far away and you would like to be with this season, or I don't know, whoever you want to connect with. But just to remember, like Emilia said, that we are not alone, even though the people is not like right here next to me, that person is not there. I am not alone, because distance, it for me is just a geographically matter, if you want to say it like that. I think what connects us is
Mhm.
is the love that we have for each other, the time that we have spent actually in person and the times that we are looking forward, because that doesn't mean that we are not going to be together in some other time, right?
Mhm. Absolutely. So it's I've been talking to a lot of people lately, no? Of course, that's a part of my job. So what I have noticed is that they are stressing about, like I said, no, the money they're going to spend. A lot of them are traveling home to visit family, and they are fighting about packing the bags, about getting the house ready to leave, getting the car. It's a lot of things that you say, just stop. The most important thing. We are all together, we are healthy, and we have a plan. No, we're going to travel. So give each give give each of your kids and your spouse and your friends and whoever is coming with you the liberty and the responsibility to pack their own things, um, have a plan and follow it, no? Because that's the other thing. We make a big plan and then we forget the list, no? And we forget what we said we were going to do, no? So it is very important to be aware. Remember, that's another one of our magic words, no? Awareness, awareness, awareness. Remember, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Even if you live on your own, if you don't have an immediate family like a spouse or children, you can work with your friends and say, let's do it together, no? Another thing that I have learned through this job that takes me away during some holidays is that I don't need to celebrate right on the 25th or right on Thanksgiving. I can celebrate when I get back home, no? I can celebrate on Zoom and then go back home and celebrate my birthday, no? So I have learned that dates are not that important anymore. What is important is how can we be together? How can we be there for each other? No? So if we start talking about this particular holiday season, it's saying awareness that you're not alone, that people can help you if you ask for help, because that's another one. No, we are in a culture where, oh no, we are the superhero, we are superwoman,
I
and
can do
I don't need help
everything.
from anybody. And at the end, you're so frustrated and angry, and there's even such a thing that a term that they call, I'm sorry, that they call post-holiday depression. Can you imagine that? So we're stressing before, we're stressing during, and now we're depressed afterwards because I couldn't do everything I wanted to do. So where did the holiday purpose go? We forget that it is about traditions, that it is about values, that it is about celebrating, no? Instead of getting angry, okay?
And we can
So
get
if we
creative.
talk about that,
I'm
uh-huh.
sorry.
No,
We
no,
can get creative. This week I shared with you on our social media while I was making cookies because I do that since a few years ago. I really used to stress about the presents. It was a real stress, like not having enough money to give them something like to all or at least something good, right? Because okay, I can buy a present, but it's not good enough or it's not expensive enough, or I don't know. I was really, really stressed about that, and I really, really like to bake, and it relaxes me just to play with the dough. But I don't
mm,
play with it. I mean, preparing it, but I mean, in my hands, it
I,
feels
I
great.
think we do play with.
Wait, yes, a little bit, but my hands are clean for the people who actually ate already those cookies. Uh, actually, in one day I said like, okay, I am going to do something, and I started to form these little boxes with goodies, different type of cookies or different things that I was actually that I did. All I know how to make chocolate, so I do chocolate bombs and things like that, and I have like a few years doing this, and I feel great because I am doing something like it's made with my hands, which I think it's even more valuable. And it's for you to enjoy a moment. I know somebody is going to finish them at that moment, but it's okay. It's to enjoy, and it's just a way to say, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for whatever you've done for me or my family this year. And I really don't worry about the presents anymore. And it has been really I don't know how can I express the way that I feel besides relaxed. It's more like I don't know, I feel like fulfilled or something like that. Yes, I think that's the word that I want to use because I really love what I do.
And
I
I think
really love
something
baking
that
and giving away that.
I think we've talked about that, no? When we give a present, the brain produces the same substances as when we receive the present.
Yes.
So it's the same pleasure, it's the same joy, and it is a lot more valuable. And that's what we were saying at the beginning, no? It's get together with your children and say, you know what, this year we are going to write our own cards. We're going to draw them, paint them, and send them to your grandparents, for example. And we are going to make the card for your teacher. And there's so many arts and crafts that you can do on your own or with your children that means so much to others because you spend the time, the energy, and the effort, and you invested, your love in them. So remember, we are talking about setting realistic goals, for this season. We're saying, hey, uh, determine how much time and money you are going to be investing during the season and stay on it, So a part of that is saying, you know what, if we don't have money to spend on 15, 20 gifts, do it with one. Create your own. There's really so much pleasure in it, as you say. I love to bake, I love to cook. So that is my present for my family. I cook for them and I love it. I really love it. Another thing that I would tell you is please pace yourself. Don't get so exhausted that at the end you're in such a bad mood and you have already had a fight with your spouse, with your children, that you really are not giving yourself that time to enjoy the holiday. It becomes really like torture. You just
Mm.
want everybody to leave. So give yourself that chance, And remember that spending that time with the family, cooking together. I love cooking together, with my friends, with my family, because that's a time for great conversation. That's a time for connections, and you are creating memories, right? So many, many opportunities to celebrate as I think we should celebrate these holidays, no?
And before we talk about more tools, of which there are 5 specifically, I would like to say something that maybe it's really hard to believe, but sometimes we are stressed and we don't know about it. We are like so used to it to have the stress and the rushing that when we are really really stressed and my body is actually showing symptoms, I don't know that those symptoms are because of that, because I have a very very high level of stress and I normalize it. And what are those symptoms, for example? How can I know that I am this level, like up to my head?
Yeah. I think what you're saying is so important, Yoli, because it's as if we were walking in circles and at each turn we put another stone on my shoulders, no? And then I go around, put another one. No, no, I can hold it. No, and you keep walking, and then another one and another one. So we go back to the magic word awareness. It's saying, hey, I have a headache, no? Or I'm feeling exhausted. Is this stress? So it's asking yourself the question because you know yourself. If you're not sleeping well, if you're feeling irritable, if you're feeling tired all the time, if you don't want to talk to people, those are signs that you are stressed. And if you are aware of it, now you can do something about it. I mean, you can choose to ignore it, of course, no, and keep going, because as we said, we love to play superhero, no, but the body is going to pay the price, and at the end, the holiday, the reasons for celebrating these holidays get lost, and you end up really, really exhausted, no? And remember, from stress to depression, they're not too far
Oh, there is a very
because you
fine
are
line.
wearing yourself out. Yes, all the substances that your brain is producing to keep you going uh, are depleted, no? So in the end, you feel like you cannot even move, no? So I don't think that's a good price to pay to have a perfect holiday.
Or if I am recurring to something that is not that healthy, for example, like a drink or some other substance, is telling me also that something is not right because and if I do that and then I increase the amount or something like that, it's a clear sign that something is going on inside of me.
Yeah, those are I like to call them like unhealthy coping mechanisms, no? Where you say, oh my God, instead of fighting, I'm gonna go drink some whiskey, no? And instead of doing anything else, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette or do drugs or something. It's not the answer. It may feel like the immediate answer, but I have seen it many times, and that brings people to couples counseling a lot. Is like he just drinks and drinks and drinks the whole holiday, and he spends them drunk, no? Or she spends it like being absent because she has drunk so much, no? So not the answer, not the right answer, I would say. So if you notice that you're going for more wine or you're going for more drinks, stop. Be aware of what you are actually feeling, no? And if it is stress, you need to talk, you need to communicate and say, I need to go take a shower or I need to get outside, no, go outside and just go for a walk. I'll be right back. If you're doing things in a healthy way, you have people that are helping you, or you have planned and organized so that you take those moments to decompress, no?
And also you
And
have
you're
all these
ready to
people.
go and have fun.
I am so sorry. Please continue.
Our, our internet.
Yes, it was the internet actually. It was a pause and I thought she finished. I am so sorry. This weather is not helping. Where I am, actually, the weather was very bad today, and I think that is not helping either. But we are doing our best, so please be patient with us. Something that I wanted to say is that there is a particular thing that we don't see, and it's like when I feel like I am way over my head, like I cannot do anything, I start to yell everybody. Like for the minimal thing, I get irritable. And if I have children, I start to yell at them because they didn't put the shoes correctly or because they didn't put the shoes on, or for the tiniest thing, I am going to burst. And sometimes we don't see it. We just feel angry and exhausted, like you said. But we are not seeing that actually it's because I need to take a break and relax myself somehow. So everything can continue like moving and working around me, right?
Yes, and like I said, if you work as a team, remember that resiliency doesn't happen in solitude. No, we've said it. If I can talk to my spouse, to my sisters, to my mom, to anybody in the family and say, hey, let's do this together. No, sometimes something you can do is ask somebody around you to take care of their children for a moment. No, and say, oh, hey, let's make sure that they get ready, that they take their shower, that they put on the shoes. No, um, because that way you can concentrate on another thing. But if you're trying to do everything by yourself, it's not going to work out, or you're going to make it happen, but you're not going to be enjoying it. So I think the reflection is, as we did at the beginning, is look how lucky we are that we can spend it with family. So why choose to be miserable, no? The same thing if we are by ourselves. Let's choose joy. Let's choose happy, if you will, and say, I am going to make the best of it. It's I was telling my husband that I miss hugs, no? I love to hug people. So I'm not in a place where I can hug my friends, and even though I can tell you, hey, I love you, and I'm sending you kisses and hugs, I miss them. So yesterday when I saw the dogs, I said, this is your lucky day, dogs, because I am going to be distributing a lot of hugs right now. And and it was awesome, no? And then I saw the children in the during the event, and we had so much fun, no? So it's choosing. Remember, number one is awareness of those symptoms, no, where I say, oh my God, I'm in such a bad mood. I am tired. And it's choosing those 5 minutes to relax instead of 10 minutes yelling at people. Choosing those 5 minutes to say, I'm going to go walk around the block, than choosing to be angry or saying, I don't care anymore. No, no. Make it easy for you, and please make it easy for those around you. Have them help you.
And I think all
Be
of
nice
this,
to each other. Be kind.
yes, and all goes down to
Mhm.
prevention. I think in some point, it's just prevention. We know this is stressful season no matter what. Somebody's going to come and say something, do something that I'm going to be like, no, I can't. So it's about prevention. And that's why we have 5 skills to increase our resilience and avoid this holiday stress, right?
Absolutely. So we are summarizing now, no? So we say set realistic goals in terms of time, money, and activities. You cannot attend all the events, especially if you have people that live far away, no, on the other side of the city. If we talk about Mexico City, you can spend 3 hours trying to get from one place to the other, no? And if you are in different states, no, it's impossible sometimes. So plan and say, this year we're going to spend Thanksgiving here, Christmas there. If it is not in your budget to do that, you say, we're going to spend it at home, and anybody that wants to come is welcome. Remember that paying the bills comes first. Paying for school is first. Paying for your insurance is first. And after that, say, okay, this is a budget that we're going to have, and we're going to stick to it. Remember, it is cheaper to buy some materials and make all these beautiful cards than spend a bunch of money in cards that really don't mean anything to anybody, no? Another one is, as we said during our conversation today, is pace yourself, no? And say, instead of making 15 dishes, maybe I will make 3 and ask people to bring some. Something I do, no? I ask people to bring desserts, for example, and I take care of the main dishes, no? Uh, or I ask somebody to buy the soda, the drinks, or that way I don't have to worry about it, because those are things that I always forget. No, and I always make sure to ask my husband, like, let's buy extra ice. You are in charge of the drinks and the ice, so I don't have to be worrying about it. No, and remember, when you share responsibilities, when you are aware that you cannot be in 2 places at the same time, the stress reduces, and you say, okay, we're going to be okay. And as we have been saying forever, count your blessings. Remember how lucky we are to be together, to be alive, to be healthy. And it's a season for reflection. It's a season to express gratitude. And it's a season, as you say, Yoli, to say, let's look at what we have achieved this year. Let's look at the things that we do have this year. And the things that we don't have, the things that we didn't do, well, that's why we can plan again, no? And say, this is how far I have come. And we'll give you a trick next time as to how to do that. I love it. No, it's a tradition in my family. and it has worked for us, no? And always remember, that's our fifth one, no? And our last one, that these special holidays are about sharing, and it's about um, remembering the spirit of these holidays and honoring them, seeing them with reverence, not as some commercial stuff, no? I have a friend who hates when he starts hearing Christmas songs in November, no? Because what is that? No, it's not about that, no? Um, so it's saying, okay, I'm going to sing Christmas carols because I know what they mean, not because I have to now go and buy the toys and buy the food and buy everything they are trying to sell to me, no?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what tradition you have, what religion you follow or do. It doesn't matter. We all have traditions on our own, and it's about that, to live in them. And if we like them, it's to enjoy them. I mean, in Mexico we have a lot of them and they are really cool. And I try to enjoy the way that I can those. And if I am in United States, there are some other that I really, really like, and I try to enjoy also. So it's where your heart is and where you are right now, what it matters, I think. Thank you,
Mhm.
Emily.
Yeah, we have that. I love that saying in Mexico, no, where they say it's like a marathon, no, from
It is.
December 12th through January 6th, no. So we have so many things happening, but if we pace ourselves, if we have a good budget, if we have good planning, if we know what we really want and what's really important, we can have so much fun.
Yes. We can have so much fun and enjoy all the
True.
holidays. I am so sorry. I was talking because you were frozen for a second. I was trying to repeat
Okay.
what you were saying. I'm sorry. I was talking about joy, and seriously, this is very trippy, but I am enjoying it because this is life. These things happen, and I cannot be like, oh, okay, no, it's not going to work because I think it's working, and I hope you really like this show.
Yeah, me too. We are honoring Frozen, the movie.
Yes, not just because of the weather, the internet decided to cooperate on that.
Yes. So be patient with us, please.
Oh, we are about to
We
finish.
love to spend this time with you. Hmm.
And yes, we love to be here
So,
with you.
so we want to say happy holiday season, and we'll talk about some other uh, tips and things we can do during these coming weeks.
Yes, Christmas is next for those who celebrate it. So we have something also prepared for all this season for you. Don't miss out every Monday. You can find it in our YouTube channel and also to follow us in our platforms of social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We are there always sharing things about the things that we are talking on the podcast, and also to reflect and some to laugh sometimes. So please follow us, and we see you next week. Thank you, Emilia.
Thank you. Remember that you are the owner of your story, okay? You write it, rewrite it as you want, and we are here to help you with those chapters.
And it's all about you. Thank you.